And welcome back, everybody, to the Old Gab Box Radio Show. Again, brought to you by Casa de Campo in the Dominican Republic. I'll be down in December when they cut the ribbon on Teeth of the Dog. Pete Dye designed 4 incredible courses. Teeth is the best, and Jerry Pate has been redoing it. Can't wait to see it. That's coming up in December. In the meantime, go to casadecampo.com to plan your family vacay or a golf vacay. They do it better than anybody. It's the best golf in the Caribbean. All right, speaking of best, our next guest, Mike Kelly, longtime voice of the Missouri Tigers, one of the best play-by-play men in the country, and he's got a set of pipes. There's not many people who have a better set of pipes than Mike Kelly, and he's getting ready for this little bitty football game coming up Saturday morning in Columbia. First of all, Mike, it is so good to see you. I used to see you many, many years ago when I was doing basketball. It's good to see you, and you're looking great. What's going on?
Thanks, buddy. It's good to see you. And I think most of the time when we would see each other, we would spend more time talking about golf than we did actually about the event
That's right.
that was at hand. And so it's always great to see you. So appreciative of work and the work of your entire crew on PGA Tour Radio. It is so fun to listen to throughout the course of the golf season and during the majors. And so kudos to you for the job you continue to do. And just know there's a lot of us out there that sincerely appreciate it.
Well, thanks, Mike. I've had so much fun over the last 21 years, Mike. Not that you and I are getting older, but time continues to fly. And I just can't believe I started when a guy named Tiger Woods was just cranking. And now Scotty Scheffler has picked up the mantelpiece. I mean, I know you keep up with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's fun. Obviously, it's fun to see these trends in the world of sports, and it doesn't matter what sport it might be, but to see now what Scotty is doing and to try and draw the historical point of view to what took place, a couple of decades ago is always fun fodder for those of us that like to follow.
Yeah, Mike's a pretty good golfer, by the way. I just wanted to tell the audience. All right, Mike. Coming up Saturday morning, for some reason, Alabama, Missouri kicking off the first game. I guess that's okay. 11 a.m. Central. It's kind of early, 12 Eastern. But I kind of like it. I'm an early riser anyway, and I want to see the game, and I want to get it over with to talk about it. Mike, how excited are the folks in Columbia to have the Crimson Tide? They've come there before, but it just seems like more is at stake this Saturday.
Chance to do something, Doug, that hasn't taken place since 1975, and that is to beat Alabama. It's the first 15 matchup at Memorial Stadium in Columbia since 1979, when then number 5 Missouri hosted number 4 Texas. Texas won that game 21-0. I think the 11 a.m. kick is more reflective of maybe a lack of respect for Missouri than the brand that is Alabama. You look at a couple other games. You've got the Texas-Oklahoma game taking place. But and again, selfishly, like if I was in charge of college football, every game would start at 8 a.m.
There you go.
Early, and then you've got the rest of your Saturday to do something. But it should be a terrific matchup. Certainly a barometer for Missouri to see where it is after 5 wins against a team that I think just continues to get better each and every week.
It's interesting. Of course, Bernie Miklasz, who longtime legendary sports writer in St. Louis, and I follow him every day, Mike, because I'm a big Cardinals fan. We're not going to get into the demise of the Cardinals in this show, but he did talk about Mizzou yesterday. He's a Missouri guy, and he said there's still a faction of people out there who say, Missouri isn't quite legitimate yet as far as an SEC football school. I disagree with that, but he felt Saturday's game, and he said there'll be big games down the road this season, but he felt Saturday was a massive game in that regard. Do you agree?
I think it's an opportunity to prove you belong, right? You're not accepted until you beat the big dog, and certainly Alabama is one of the big dogs and has been one of the big dogs in this league for decades. Doug, to maybe illustrate Bernie's point a little bit further, let's go back to Missouri's back-to-back SEC title game appearances under Gary Pinkel. Even though he was able to accomplish that and make it to Atlanta in back-to-back years, you still had what I call the yeah, but crowd. Yeah, but Tennessee isn't what they used to. Yeah, but Georgia's not what they used to be. Yeah, but it's kind of a weak schedule. And so I think Missouri's still looking for that victory that will help, I think, create credibility among those long-term viewers of our conference. And certainly this will be an opportunity on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think Coach Drink, at first the jury was out, got off to that slow start. But since then, in the last couple of years, Mike, I think he's established Missouri as a legitimate SEC power, in my opinion. I think maybe it's a job that other coaches get more credit than Coach Drink. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at his record over the last 31 games; he's 26-5.
Yeah, pretty good.
Back-to-back double-digit win seasons. He matched Gary Pinkel. He and Coach Pinkel are the only two to ever do that at Missouri. He's got a chance to do something that's never been done before, and that's 3 consecutive back-to-back double-digit win seasons here. He's built a level of consistency, and this is my 32nd season doing Mizzou football. In fact, Saturday will be 389 consecutive games. So I haven't missed a game since the start of the 94 season. And the only reason I say that, not to brag, but just from a perspective standpoint, Larry Smith took over for Bob Stull. And when Larry Smith put together a winning program in 1997, it had ended 13 consecutive seasons, losing seasons for Mizzou. Smith goes to back-to-back bowl games in 97, 98. What did that do? That gave the Missouri fan base hope. Gary Pinkel comes in. That are 4 different appearances in conference championship games, 2 in the Big 12, 2 in the SEC. Consistently had Missouri in a bowl game over his tenure. He gave Missouri fans a level of expectation and consistency. Eli Drinkwitz comes in, back-to-back double-digit win seasons over the last 2 years, off to a 5-0 start, ranked in the top 15. And what Coach Drink has done, because of his, I think, level of recruiting and building this program to where it is right now, he's given Missouri fans, Doug, the opportunity now to hope for something, and to hope for the opportunity to play on a stage that Missouri has never played on. And so that's kind of how I historically try to put it in perspective.
Wow, that's neat. Yeah, and I didn't realize I knew you went way back, Mike, but of course you and I are the same age. So listen, I won't go there. All right, Ahmad Hardy, outstanding running back, arguably the best running back in the conference so far this season. And if anybody has watched Missouri, it's not just him. I mean, he's a great running. The offensive line is really good. Some road graders, experienced kids up front. And that's where it starts for Missouri, right? I mean, Missouri wants to establish the run. They've done that through 5 weeks very well.
Want to establish the run, have operated the last 2 games without their starting left tackle in Caden Green, who came into the season as a preseason All-American at left guard, helped Missouri in a plan to try to get the best 5 guys on the field, decided to kick Green out to left tackle, slide Dominic Giudice, who's a transfer from Michigan and won a national championship there, slide him to left guard, and then slide up a young guy from, of all places, Demopolis, Alabama, and Curtis Pigler.
Yes.
To right guard. And so, they've played the last 2 games with Javen Richardson at left tackle. There's a chance they're going to get Green back this weekend, which would be huge. But yeah, it's the ability to move the defensive front. It's the ability to be able to create seams in the run game through the use of the outside zone. They started doing a little more inside zone over the course of the last few weeks, but that's the mindset. And Hardy's a guy that he leads the country in rushing through 5 games. The most amazing thing of his 730 yards rushing, Doug, is that 551 of those yards came after contact. So put that in perspective. And so maybe the offensive line isn't as good as we think it is just because of the contact that's taken at the point of attack and maybe second level, and Hardy doing a lot of things on his own.
Well, in Alabama, on the other hand, Jam Miller's back, cracked a bone in the collarbone right before the first game, and then obviously looked like himself last week, over 100 yards against Vanderbilt. So I think we have a nice matchup, Mike. I think it'll be a fast game because I think both teams, 2 quarterbacks who high completion rate, and then 2 teams that want to establish the run for obvious reasons. I mean, I think it's going to be really a physical, run-oriented game. I don't see it any other way.
Kalen DeBoer has said, 15-round heavyweight fight. Eli Drinkwitz has talked about it in terms of being a boxing match. I think a couple of things to watch during the game. Bo Perbula has had a nice start to his Missouri career, transferring from Penn State, but he's had a turnover in each of the last 4 games. Very important to keep that in mind. Ty Simpson, on the other hand, while he threw a pick on Alabama's first possession against Vanderbilt last weekend, I think is playing at an extremely high level for his first year as a starting quarterback. To me, it comes down to how does Missouri's back end, how does its secondary hold up against Ty Simpson's accuracy with the football and his ability to go off schedule with that great group of receivers that he has. And then can Missouri's guys, like kind of an underrated group of wide receivers, can they find ways to help out their quarterback? And to me, therein lies the opportunity on each side.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really am, Mike. I'm excited about what's going on at Missouri, though. Every time I see a game on television, you're there, obviously. The stadium is kind of changing all the time. You guys are always adding boxes. And hey, tell me this, the end zone where you had the grassy knoll, which was always kind of unique, is that going away at Missouri?
That's gone.
It's
like
gone.
The north end zone at Faroe Field, it was always known because it was the historical Rock M.
Right.
North end zone on that grassy hill, if you will. And it was for years a general admission ticket. Families would come and bring their kids, and you'd see kids on a wet day sliding down on the wet grass. The Arkansas game last year was snowy, and so you had kids sliding and basically sledding during the game.
Right.
That's all gone.
No
That's
kidding.
been replaced, completely dug out, and now basically you just see the formation of what will be really an exceptional facility in the north end. 3 levels, multiple suites. There'll be a club, if you will, ground level to watch the games from. The hill will actually, or the rock end, the M will still be there, but it'll actually be dug the roof of a club that will be underneath it, and people will actually be able to sit on that roof during the course of the game. And so, it's really a neat facility. It's been remarkable to see the pace in which this has gone up. All of the steel has been hung for the facility, so the structure is in place. Now they're starting to put the walls, if you will, on the sides of the building. Fans that are interested, go to MUTigers.com. There's a unique fly-through if you go to the football page, and it shows you what it's going to look like. It is the most expensive facility that Missouri has ever project they've ever taken on. I mean, you've been in Mizzou Arena. That was a $75 million project 20 years ago. This is a $250 million project, and it probably will escalate in terms of cost because of the rising costs of construction materials.
Boy, it's great to be in the SEC, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It really is amazing. Hey, I wanted to get your thought on this before I let you go. And Lane Kiffin came out and said basically, and I think that was the quote, dynasties are dead in the Southeastern Conference, because he felt, and I agree, and I'm sure you do too, parity has set in all of college football, and the talent pool has been diluted, and kids who were potential backups at the big schools are now going somewhere where they can play. Do you agree with that no longer do we have a dominant Alabama winning multiple championships year after year, Georgia, etc.? And I'm not just talking about the SEC, I'm talking about all conferences. Dynasties are dead. Do you agree?
Look at the national polls. How many of the so-called blue bloods do you see near the top of the national polls?
Texas and Penn State are no longer there.
Yeah, Texas and Penn State are struggling. But, Alabama's still really good. Georgia's still really good. Tennessee's still really good. Lane Kiffin's done a marvelous job at Ole Miss and continues to build a great program there. To his point, I don't necessarily disagree with his point. I just think that I'm a numbers guy, and I need to see more information before I make that declaration. I will say this, that you have to me, there's more of an opportunity, right, because of NIL.
Agreed.
There's more of an opportunity because of NIL and because of revenue share for those non-traditional blue bloods to compete, like a Missouri, right? If you can structure basically the revenue stream towards the football program, and certainly that's something that I know they want to try and do here.
Well, I can't wait. Saturday is going to be special. You've been involved with so many big games, but Mike, listen, you've been around, but you got to get just a little bit more of an itch, right? When the Crimson Tide rolls in?
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of those games, and it's not quite Missouri-Kansas, but if you remember back in 2007, Missouri and Kansas
was big.
The last game of the regular season at Arrowhead Stadium, it was called Armageddon at Arrowhead. Kansas was 2, Missouri was 3. Missouri won the game, ended up becoming number 1 in the country for a week. Then they went down to Texas and got boat raced by Oklahoma.
I remember.
In the Big 12 championship game. But these are the games that, right, from our perspective as broadcasters and people that have a chance to play just a little role, these are games that we look forward to because we get excited about the possibilities. And, you think back historically, and it's one of those opportunities for Missouri to kick in the door. Eli Drinkwitz has got some signature wins. He beat LSU when they were the defending national champs during COVID. He beat Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. Right, and that was one of, I think that was arguably Missouri's biggest bowl win ever, because they beat a brand on that stage. And
Yes.
that's something that just doesn't happen very often. So to me, this is an opportunity for Missouri to do something, again, that will just continue to help Eli Drinkwitz and his program establish credibility not only within this league, but on the national front as well.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. And Dennis Gates, your basketball coach, in town next week for SEC Media Days. I say in town, I'm in Birmingham.
Yeah.
When I'm at home. So basketball, we're segueing to the basketball season. But Mike, before I let you go, and for our audience, before we got ready to record the interview, Mike and I were talking a little golf, and business interests have taken you to Muirfield Village and also Seminole, Mike. And we're talking top 50 courses in the country. I mean, that's pretty special when you're teaming up at those places, Mike.
But the one memory that I will always have is going to Augusta with Frank Broyles.
Oh, wow. Wow.
A dear friend named Chris Harlan who lives in a small town of Missouri, Gainesville, Missouri. And yeah, I had a chance. Chris invited me. We went to Augusta and played there a couple of days, and Coach Broyles was our host.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was memorable. But yeah, I've been very blessed. It's like to be able to do this for as long as we've done it, right? There are people that are looking out for us, and my full-time job is in the insurance industry, and so through those relationships, from a business standpoint, I've been blessed to be able to have a chance to step on some sacred ground.
I tell you, Mike, I was talking Muirfield and Seminole, and then you threw out Augusta National. My goodness, you taught me.
A little flex. I got to still work out this morning, so you have to get the flex in, right?
Hey, Mike, great to catch up, and I truly meant what I said at the beginning. You're one of the best in the business, and I tell people all the time, we always talk, you get in these conversations about the best pipes in the business, and I'm always like, have you ever heard Mike Kelly at Missouri? I said, this guy goes low, man. I mean, if you sing in the choir at church, Mike, you got to be that guy singing those low notes.
Yeah, they don't allow me to do that because I can't keep the tunes.
Me neither.
But Doug, that's very kind of you to say that. God did not give me a full head of hair. Thankfully, he blessed me with some vocal cords. So great to see you, my friend. Golly,
Yes.
It's been too long.
Yeah, have fun this Saturday, okay?
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.